Welcome to Radiate News, your source for all that matters in the world of college radio. I'm Kyle Pineda, and here are this month's top stories. Brad Paisley and LL Cool J's Accidental Racist is quite racist indeed. A new collaboration between country music superstar Brad Paisley and famous guy LL Cool J became a viral sensation this month. The song in question, Accidental Racist, claims to confront America's own relationship with racism head-on, though actually listening to the track would indicate otherwise. Here's a tiny sample.
They called it reconstruction, fixed the buildings, dried some tears. We're still sifting through.
Ah, poetic. Responses to the track's weird reverse racism have widely hewed towards the negative across social media. As PC Mag writer Leslie Horn perfectly summed up on her own Twitter account, quote, "There's someone out there that was like, sure Brad Paisley, sure LL Cool J, this song's a good idea. Go for it." Next up, the Rolling Stones announced a new North American tour for 2013. The Rolling Stones announced their latest tour / instant cash grab with the 50 and Counting Tour. Kicking off in Los Angeles and traveling to most of the major North American markets, this latest tour will feature ex-Stone Mick Taylor as a special guest at most of these arrangements. Here at Radiate FM, we've acquired some exclusive footage of fellow Stone Mick Jagger rehearsing for the new tour. Let's roll video on that. Ah, nice work. Can't wait for these virile young men to play their greatest hits again. In other news, Snoop Lion weighed in on the popularity of queer artists like Frank Ocean. Noting that he personally had no problem with gay people, Snoop Lion went on to say that Frank Ocean ain't no rapper. He's a singer. It's acceptable in the singing world, but in the rap world, I don't know if it will ever be acceptable because rap is so masculine. It's like a football team. You can't be in a locker room full of tough-ass dudes and then all of a sudden say, "Hey man, I like you." You know, that's gonna be tough. The artist formerly known as Snoop Dogg also went on to say that he had some gay homies, allowing this newscaster to imagine Snoop Lion saying the words, "gay homie." Anyways, that'll do for this month's big stories. Now we'll turn it over to Radiate's crack panel of experts to weigh in on some of this month's other news stories.
So, welcome to Radiate FM's crack panel, as Kyle just described to you guys. We're going to be discussing stuff that's been in the news this month that will surely whet your appetites. We're going to start off today with some news recently from Daft Punk about their new record. It's actually coming out. Apparently, they're going to be playing it at the WeWa Festival in Australia, which sounds really, really odd. It's apparently an agricultural festival where they're debuting this record. How do you guys feel about that?
Well, I think it's great that they're playing somewhere where
Oh,
we can see
nice.
them, you know, like,
Exactly.
Isn't it a bit ironic? A French electro house concert at an agricultural festival? That's
Maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. Maybe
To be ironic.
I mean, we haven't heard any music off the record. Who knows? Maybe it's really just.
except for that 10-second little.
I'm sure it's gonna be like a new no age record.
Is
So
it?
it's
Is
gonna be really
so
organic.
what city is the WeWa Festival in?
I think it's. I don't know exactly where it is. Somewhere in like southern Australia. But
Everything's in southern Australia.
everything's in southern Australia.
Well,
Everything.
No, there's like 3 towns and desert in between. But Melbourne's popping off though.
Yeah.
Melbourne's popping off. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I mean, especially honestly, I feel like Australia's kind of becoming this dance music capital in a lot of ways. Like you have groups like the Presets that are big there, and honestly, I guess it makes sense for us Daft Punk to debut their new record in Australia.
It's like if Miami were a continent.
So Snoop Lion, or Snoop Dogg for all of us old school fans, recently said in an interview with The Guardian that he, even though he openly supports gay marriage, feels that there's never going to be a place for gay men in hip-hop. And it's created a lot of controversy because he has been openly supportive of gay marriage, and he openly supports Frank Ocean, who's I'm using open a lot, openly bisexual in R&B. However, he makes this distinction that gay R&B artists are okay, but not gay hip-hop artists, because hip-hop is a very masculine thing. So, what do you guys think about that?
I don't know. I honestly think it still like bespeaks this whole double standard. Honestly,
Right.
I mean, because he can basically come out and say that and he has a certain amount of privilege in saying that.
Right.
But again, like someone like Frank Ocean, I think in the exact quote he says, like, you know, Frank Ocean is an R&B singer. He's not a rapper.
Right.
Like
Which
Drizzy Drake.
exactly.
Drizzy Drake.
You know, Drizzy Drake. You know, he's the real thing. But that's the thing. Like, it's still like that claim to authenticity that's happening there. Where like,
Yeah.
oh, he's not a rapper. He's a singer. So it's a completely different thing. You know, like I don't have to comment on it in the same way.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's a little ridiculous to me.
Yeah, I totally agree. But I also feel like it's almost a positive thing because it's drawing all this mainstream media attention to all the openly gay, you know, hip-hop artists that we have right now, which we have so many right now.
Yeah,
I feel
right.
like arguably the most creative things in hip-hop that I've heard for the past year are from gay artists.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a reverse effect for me. Like I feel like it's almost drawing more positive attention.
Because you're changing the paradigm in which we view rap, and so once you do that, you're opening up the creativity. You're opening up the pool so that they can come from other subcultures. Like imagine dragon rap. You can't imagine. It's not. It's too fixed.
Right.
The idea of rap is too fixed and too rigid, and it will die out if they don't do something about it.
Well, honestly, that's going to take time, of course, like anything, because, I mean, have you ever heard of a gay country artist? Like, well, I've never heard of one.
Brad Paisley?
Well, there's
Close, but
There's an openly gay female country artist.
Oh, really?
I can't remember her name at the moment, but she's been openly gay for years, and she's married to her wife, and she's a
I
pretty
did
popular
read about
country
that.
artist.
I did not know that.
But she's the exception, and
Yeah.
she's a lesbian, which I mean
Double
is
standard,
another double
yeah.
standard.
That's good.
So
Well, looks like that just about does it for Radiate FM's crack panel of experts talking about random current events.